What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to another product review from Aegisbrand Studios. We're taking a look at some product for Marvel Crisis Protocol, and this was sent to me by the wonderful guys over at J Squared Designs. I just want to make sure I'm getting that right here. Yeah, J Squared Designs. So they do a number of 3D printed tools and organizers to just help your game space tidy and clean while you're playing the game, and that way you kind of make the most of your design, your space that you can. So this one they did reach out to me. They asked me if I would be willing to receive the product and share some thoughts on it, get a bit of use out of it and everything like that. So there's no payment beyond that going on. I did receive the product. I didn't have to pay for it. So these thoughts are going to be as unfiltered and honest as I can basically make them. And of course, guys, I got to do my own plugin here. If you want to support the channel, patreon.com/AegisbrandStudios. You can hit up that Patreon for $1 a month. It helps everything happen on this channel. That is where I get the majority of my support and funding to kind of keep everything going. But we are not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about the J Squared design stuff here. And so what they sent me was two tools here. One is a nice little holder for the range tools and the movement tools. And then the other one is a nice little organizer that will hold dice and all the new tokens. So it is designed for the tokens from the Earth's Mightiest core set. So that is a very important thing to note there. I think the round ones might still fit in there, but it's very much designed for the new square ones here. I did also check out the middle here. This actually supports up to about 20 dice, probably even a little bit more. You might be able to shove 25 in there. So if you want to keep everything sort of in one place, it's great to do it. So let's quickly talk about the basic appearance of these designs here. And I mean, between the two, I think they look very simple. I do kind of like the fact that they're nice and blank, so you can kind of put your own sort of design slant on it if you want to slap some stickers on there or something like that. But otherwise, they're very ordinary looking. There's nothing that really stands out that I don't know quite the word to make it, but they don't stand out. I will say that there's kind of a nice sort of a nice texture on it. I don't know why, but I'm always kind of a sucker for texture. So they feel nice, which is really good. Because they're 3D printed, and they're very sturdy. I've had no issues with the sturdiness on them. They feel like they could actually take a little bit of a tumble and still be fine, which is really nice. In addition, the magnets are good and strong. Once you get them on there, it takes a little bit of effort, not a lot of effort, but a little bit of effort to kind of dislodge them a little bit, which is really good. And a nice little touch is they're magnetized on both sides as well. So you can actually hide the lid underneath the organizer to keep it out of the way, which is really nice. That's a really solid touch. So I'm going to talk about this little guy down here first. I love this one. Keeping the range sticks and the movement sticks sort of in a nice organized place is actually really nice. It's really good, it's nice and convenient. The amount of times I've misplaced one of those movement widgets or range tools and had to go hunting for it has been a bit of a nightmare. So having a tool like this where, when I'm done using it, I just put it right back in. I know exactly where it is. And if you look at it here, you can actually see that they've created little sockets here. So it's actually impossible to get it mixed up. You always know the medium one goes in the medium slot, the short one goes in the short slot, range 3 has its own home, range 5 has its own home. It's really nice. It means on a very quick glance, you can grab the stuff and you can just pretty much go. So really nice. It's a really solid thing to help keep everything in one place. I've used this for a couple ones. It actually has kind of become my demo piece here when I'm running demos at my LGS or just playing casually out there. Instead of having to go grab my own the other ones that I'm using, this makes for a great one that I can kind of keep around the store and keep everything nice, tidy, and organized. So I love this piece here. The condition tokens and the power tokens. This piece is really solid in concept. Generally speaking, I don't have many notes on it. I love the fact that there is a place for the larger tokens here. So you can see where it's even shallow, but I got the damage tokens right there. If I had any complaints about this one, it's more so that there are not enough columns to have a dedicated column for each and every condition, and power. You'll notice here that I've had to there's the slow conditions down there, and like stacked with a hex on top. There's like incinerate here, and if you go even further down, you'll see you'll see the bleed token as well. So unfortunately, if you want to use all your tokens, there's just not enough. There's not enough column space for it. You'll even notice that I have a whole bunch of hex tokens on top here, and that's simply because I ran out of space. There's not much more to really say about that one. In a lot of the conditions, I've had to double up, which unfortunately, it doesn't make it the most convenient to grab some of them. It's unfortunate. Now, what you can do, obviously, if you're just playing on your own, you're not supporting this for 2 people, you could obviously take out some of the extra power, some of the extra damage tokens, and use those for some conditions. I figure you could probably get away with 1 stack of each, and at least that way some more conditions have some more face time there. But unfortunately, even then, you still kind of run a little shy with how many there are. I suppose another thing you could do, if you didn't really need it, you could get rid of the activated tokens here, because they do take up a whole stack on their own. But considering all of these are double stacked, there's let's see, 2 there, 2 there, 2, 2, 2. You would need an extra 5 columns in order to really kind of make it work, which means maybe you get rid of 2 of these and 1 of those, and then that, and even then you're still kind of 1 shy, right? So it's an unfortunate thing. I don't know if it's because I'm not a digital sculptor here. I don't know if it's something that they could retool to make that space more usable. I'm not entirely sure. Because it's one of those things maybe if they increase the size just a tiny little bit, or if they just sort of decrease the width between these columns, they might be able to fit a little bit more in. Again, I'm not sure. That's really my only complaint with it. Otherwise, I think it does a great job keeping everything tidy, out of the way. It's been great for me to just kind of store at my LGS and break it out whenever I need to just grab some extra tokens, or I'm doing a demo for somebody. Everything is sort of in a nice contained place. They don't have to worry about misplacing anything. It's just a simple matter of digging through the stack to find what you need for it. I do like the fact that there is the allowance for the dice in this as well. Dice are one of those things where sometimes it can be a bit of a pain if you don't have a good way of carrying them around. And all things considered, my complaint about the dedicated columns for things aside, this thing keeps everything really tidy in a very good footprint. For instance, if you take a quick peek here, that's a cell phone right there. That's my cell phone in a case, and you can see here this organizer only takes up slightly more space than that, which is really good in that regard. So generally speaking, very few notes on it. It's just 1 or 2 little quality of life things. Well, not even 2. It's just 1 little quality of life thing that if they can kind of tweak it a little bit or do something with it, it can really be there. It is an almost there product in my opinion, but it is definitely something if you are looking for a way to keep your stuff a little bit more organized. It's definitely something that you can take a look at. I think it is still a very, very solid product from J Squared Design Studio. I will definitely include a link below here, and I'm going to keep an eye on for future product of theirs. See if they have some Shatterpoint organizers or stuff like that, because I think it's generally very promising stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. And of course, if you do like what you're seeing with either of these right here, they were kind enough to provide me with a code here, a discount code for 10% off. I will share it in the comments or in the description below, but it is ASYTMCP23, 10% off, and you'll be able to basically get some of these, save a little bit on them, and just keep your stuff more organized. So there's going to be a link that I'm going to include below. Keep in mind that code there. If the link works properly, the code should apply automatically, but just keep in mind on that one if you want to go further with it. So there we go. That is the token organizer and range and movement tool organizer from J Squared Design Studio. Very cool stuff, very promising stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing more of their product in the future. And of course, if you want to support the channel, patreon.com/Aegisbrand Studio. It is through the support of all the wonderful patrons that I am able to continue doing this. So thank you all for that. And of course, we will see you next time. Happy wargaming.